At 88, Jack Nicholson finally opens up about a truth few could have anticipated: his reflections on his late friend and fellow Hollywood legend, Robin Williams. In a life defined by bold performances, eccentric choices, and moments of scandalous secrecy, Nicholson has often been the subject of fascination, but rarely has he revealed such deeply personal insights. For decades, rumors and anecdotes swirled around Nicholson and Williams, their encounters at Hollywood parties, their playful banter on movie sets, the occasional professional rivalry. But the real story remained locked behind Nicholson's enigmatic smile. Now, in the twilight of his life, Nicholson allows the public a rare glimpse into a friendship that shaped him both personally and artistically. It's a story of admiration, respect, and the quiet understanding between two titans of cinema whose paths intersected in ways that the world never fully saw. As fans, we know Nicholson for his iconic roles, his larger-than-life presence, and his unparalleled mastery of the screen. But here, we witness the man behind the legend, offering a heartfelt recounting of a bond that transcended fame and fortune. This is a tale that feels straight out of Hollywood, yet it is rooted in raw, human truth. Jack Nicholson was born John Joseph Nicholson on April 22, 1937, in Neptune City, New Jersey. From the very beginning, his life was anything but ordinary. Nicholson grew up under circumstances that might seem more fitting for a drama than real life. He was raised believing that his grandmother was his mother and that his actual mother was his sister. This astonishing family secret would only come to light much later in his adulthood, shaping his perception of identity, trust, and human relationships. To a young Nicholson, the world was layered with hidden truths and complex dynamics, a reality that perhaps fueled the depth and nuance of the characters he would later portray on screen. Raised in a working-class environment, Nicholson found early solace in storytelling and performance. The modest neighborhood streets of Neptune City offered little in material wealth, but they provided an unending canvas for imagination. Young Jack was drawn to theater and cinema, captivated by the power of narrative to transform ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences. He devoured films and plays, learning from the performances of actors who could convey profound emotion with the slightest gesture or inflection. These early years laid the foundation for a career built on nuance, intensity, and authenticity. Despite the turbulence of his family life, Nicholson exhibited an innate resilience. He learned to navigate a world where appearances were often deceiving, a skill that would serve him well both on and off screen. The combination of a complicated upbringing and a burgeoning fascination with performance created in Nicholson a rare empathy for complex characters, those who existed on the margins of society, who struggled with identity, morality, or belonging. In retrospect, the twists and secrets of his childhood read almost like the opening act of a film, foreshadowing the layered, enigmatic figures Nicholson would later bring to life in cinema. Nicholson's journey to Hollywood was anything but glamorous. After high school, he began working as a gopher at MGM's cartoon studio, a modest position far removed from the bright lights of fame. His early jobs required patience, humility, and a willingness to observe, qualities that Nicholson absorbed and later applied to his craft. Every day in the studio was a lesson, exposing him to the mechanics of storytelling, timing, and the collaborative effort required to bring a creative vision to life. Slowly, Nicholson transitioned into acting, taking on small roles in low-budget films produced by Roger Corman. These B-movies, often dismissed by critics, provided Nicholson with the perfect laboratory to experiment, refine his craft, and develop his signature style. While fame did not come overnight, these formative years taught him the value of persistence, the importance of versatility, and the resilience necessary to survive an industry that often chews up talent as quickly as it produces it. The struggle itself became part of Nicholson's narrative. He learned to navigate rejection, to embrace the challenges of character work, and to remain patient while awaiting the breakthrough that would redefine his life. These early experiences, marked by humility and determination, were instrumental in shaping the actor who would eventually captivate the world. Nicholson's trajectory from a studio gopher to a screen legend is a testament. to the quiet dedication and relentless ambition that underpins even the most seemingly effortless stardom. Nicholson's first major breakthrough came in 1969 with the countercultural classic Easy Rider. His portrayal of the boozy, morally ambiguous lawyer George Hanson earned him his first Academy Award nomination, a remarkable achievement for an actor who had spent years navigating the peripheries of Hollywood. The role showcased Nicholson's ability to inhabit complex, flawed characters with authenticity and charisma, drawing audiences into the inner turmoil of a man defined by both intellect and vice. Easy Rider was more than just a career milestone. It was a cultural statement. The film captured the spirit of a generation questioning authority, challenging norms, and seeking freedom in a world of conformity. Nicholson's performance resonated deeply, placing him at the forefront of a new wave of actors willing to explore psychological depth and moral ambiguity on screen. It was a definitive moment that transformed Nicholson from a struggling actor into a rising star whose name would become synonymous with intensity, originality, and fearless commitment to character work. Following Easy Rider, Nicholson became a sought-after talent in Hollywood, ready to tackle roles that required emotional courage and psychological sophistication. This breakthrough set the stage for decades of work in which Nicholson would continually challenge himself, embracing parts that demanded both technical mastery and an unflinching portrayal of human complexity. The 1970s were a defining decade for Nicholson, establishing him as one of the most formidable actors of his generation. In Five Easy Pieces, 1970, Nicholson embodied the disaffected, alienated protagonist searching for meaning amidst personal and societal constraints. The film revealed his extraordinary ability to convey inner conflict and nuanced emotional states with subtlety, setting him apart from his contemporaries. In 1973, Nicholson delivered a deeply moving performance in The Last Detail, portraying a naval officer navigating humor, sorrow, and moral ambiguity. Audiences and critics alike were captivated by his ability to balance raw vulnerability with charm, creating a character both relatable and unforgettable. However, it was his portrayal of Randall McMurphy in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, 1975, that solidified Nicholson's status as a cultural icon. McMurphy, the rebellious figure challenging the oppressive authority of Nurse Ratched, resonated with the countercultural sentiments of the era, and Nicholson's fearless performance earned him his first Academy Award for Best Actor. The role exemplified his unparalleled capacity to fuse charisma, defiance, and pathos in a single character, leaving an indelible mark on cinematic history. The 1980s brought new challenges and further opportunities for Nicholson to demonstrate his versatility. In Stanley Kubrick's horror masterpiece The Shining, 1980, Nicholson delivered a chilling portrayal of Jack Torrance, a writer descending into madness. His performance became iconic, embedding lines such as "Here's Johnny" into the cultural lexicon and demonstrating Nicholson's ability to embody terror with both intensity and nuance. In contrast, Terms of Endearment, 1983, allowed Nicholson to display his softer, tender side as Garrett Breedlove, a retired astronaut navigating love and human connection. This duality, oscillating between madness and tenderness, highlighted Nicholson's extraordinary range and reinforced his reputation as one of the most versatile actors of his era. In 1989, Nicholson took on the role of the Joker in Batman, delivering a larger-than-life performance that blended menace, humor, and charisma. His portrayal set a standard for comic book villains, influencing generations of actors and leaving an indelible mark on pop culture. Nicholson's ability to inhabit such a complex, multi-dimensional character reinforced his unique position in Hollywood, an actor capable of transforming every role into an unforgettable experience, regardless of genre or medium. Throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, Nicholson continued to deliver remarkable performances, navigating a wide spectrum of characters in films that ranged from intense dramas to light-hearted comedies. Each role reaffirmed his commitment to craft, his willingness to explore the darker corners of human nature, and his unparalleled skill in engaging audiences with authenticity, intensity, and charm. What sets Jack Nicholson apart from his contemporaries is not merely his memorable lines or iconic roles, but his intrinsic ability to inhabit the full spectrum of human emotion. He can convey madness with terrifying realism, yet pivot seamlessly to tenderness, humor, or profound empathy. Nicholson's versatility stems from a deep understanding of character psychology, a fearless approach to risk-taking, and a capacity for emotional nuance that few actors can match. His charm is effortless, his menace convincing, and his comedic timing impeccable. Nicholson's presence on screen commands attention, whether he is delivering a line with subtle irony or unleashing a torrent of passion. Beyond technical skill, he possesses an almost intuitive sense of the human condition, allowing him to breathe life into characters that are simultaneously larger than life and deeply relatable. This rare combination of intensity, subtlety, and charisma cements Nicholson's status as a performer whose work transcends the confines of genre, era, or audience expectation. Even as Nicholson entered the later stages of his career, his influence on cinema remained profound. Films throughout the 1990s and early 2000s showcased his continued mastery, whether exploring the complexities of aging, love, or moral ambiguity. His name became synonymous with quality, intensity, and an unwavering dedication to craft, inspiring new generations of actors to pursue authenticity and depth in performance. Nicholson's legacy is not confined to awards or accolades, although his 3 Academy Awards and numerous nominations attest to his skill. More importantly, it resides in the cultural impact of his work, characters that linger in the public imagination, lines that echo through generations, and a body of work that consistently challenges and captivates audiences. His influence is evident not only in cinema, but in the broader conversation about storytelling, acting, and the human experience. In reflecting on his long career, Nicholson often returns to moments of personal connection that defined his journey. Among these, his relationship with Robin Williams stands out. Though the two shared a competitive edge typical of Hollywood's elite, Nicholson speaks fondly of Williams's generosity, spontaneity, and the joy he brought to every encounter. Behind the laughter and performances, Nicholson reveals a profound respect and admiration for Williams, acknowledging the ways in which their friendship shaped his own understanding of humor, empathy, and creativity. It is a reminder that even icons of fame and fortune rely on the quiet support, encouragement, and inspiration of their peers, a bond as significant as any award or accolade. Jack Nicholson's journey from a complicated childhood in Neptune City to the heights of Hollywood stardom is a testament to resilience, talent, and unyielding dedication. His versatility, emotional depth, and cultural impact ensure that his legacy will endure for generations. Beyond the accolades and iconic performances, Nicholson's reflections on friendship, artistry, and the human experience offer a window into the man behind the legend, a performer who not only shaped cinema, but also touched lives through his humanity, humor, and unparalleled craft. Jack Nicholson's life in Hollywood was never solitary. Beyond the cameras and scripts, he thrived in the labyrinth of celebrity friendships, industry gatherings, and creative alliances. Among these, his bond with Robin Williams was particularly noteworthy. The two actors, both known for their intense energy and magnetic presence, often crossed paths at parties, premieres, and film sets. Nicholson recalls moments when Williams's improvisational brilliance left even seasoned veterans astonished, while Nicholson's own calculated spontaneity complemented Williams's unpredictability perfectly. In interviews, Nicholson has described Williams as a force of nature, unrelenting, generous, and endlessly curious. Their conversations could range from philosophical musings to absurd comedic sketches, with each pushing the other to explore new dimensions of their craft. Yet the friendship was not just professional. It had a personal depth rooted in mutual respect. Nicholson admired Williams's ability to connect with people, to transform ordinary encounters into something memorable, and to find light even in challenging circumstances. Hollywood, with all its glitz and competition, can be isolating. But Nicholson and Williams navigated it together in their own ways. They shared a recognition that fame was fleeting, that performances mattered more than accolades, and that authentic connection whether through laughter, conversation, or collaboration, was invaluable. This period of Nicholson's life, rich with interactions with contemporaries like Williams, offered him both inspiration and grounding, shaping the choices he made in later projects and deepening his understanding of the human experience. While Nicholson's relationships were often warm, his career was not without rivalry. Hollywood thrives on competition, and Nicholson navigated it with a mix of charm, wit, and strategic brilliance. His encounters with other actors, including contemporaries like Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, often carried undercurrents of professional rivalry, yet they were always tempered by mutual respect. Nicholson's approach to rivalry was unique. Instead of succumbing to jealousy or animosity, he viewed competition as a challenge to elevate his craft. In the case of Robin Williams, while their energy and drive could have led to friction, it instead became a source of mutual admiration. Nicholson recounts moments when he and Williams would push each other creatively, each performance inspiring the other to new heights. This delicate balance between competition and camaraderie illustrates Nicholson's maturity and insight, showcasing an understanding that true greatness is often forged not in isolation, but through engagement with other brilliant minds. Beyond the screen, Nicholson's life was a tapestry of intense personal relationships, love affairs, and private introspection. While his on-screen characters often wrestled with emotional complexity, Nicholson's real-life experiences mirrored this richness. He navigated romance, friendship, and loss with the same depth he brought to his roles, creating a life as textured as any narrative he performed. Nicholson has often reflected on the impermanence of relationships in Hollywood. Amidst fame, parties, and the ever-turning wheel of opportunity, meaningful connections were rare and treasured. His friendship with Robin Williams exemplified one such bond, a relationship not contingent on appearances or publicity, but grounded in shared understanding, laughter, and empathy. Nicholson credits these personal relationships with providing him perspective, emotional resilience, and a deeper appreciation for the fleeting beauty of life. Loss was a recurring theme in Nicholson's life, both in friendships and in the broader context of career and aging. The passing of contemporaries, mentors, and friends like Williams often prompted introspection, reinforcing his commitment to authenticity in both life and art. These reflections, coupled with decades of experience, shaped Nicholson's later performances, infusing them with gravitas, warmth, and a keen awareness of human fragility. Jack Nicholson's career is dotted with anecdotes and behind-the-scenes moments that reveal both the man and the actor. From impromptu improvisations on set to unexpected acts of generosity off-camera, Nicholson cultivated a reputation for unpredictability balanced by professionalism. Directors like Stanley Kubrick and Mike Nichols often praised his intuitive grasp of character psychology, noting how Nicholson could transform even minor scenes into compelling drama through subtle expressions or timing. His friendship with Robin Williams also produced untold stories, late-night rehearsals, spontaneous sketches in hotel rooms, and moments of shared laughter that rarely made it into press coverage. These stories highlight the collaborative spirit of Nicholson's approach, showing that even in a world obsessed with individual stardom, he valued shared creativity, inspiration, and connection. Jack Nicholson's mastery of performance is not just rooted in talent, but in a deeply philosophical approach to acting. For Nicholson, every role is an exploration of human behavior, a journey into the psyche of individuals navigating their fears, desires, and contradictions. He has often described acting as a study of the human condition, emphasizing that the truth of a character is found not in grand gestures, but in subtle, almost imperceptible choices. Nicholson's methodology is a blend of instinct and observation. He watches people, studies nuances, and absorbs mannerisms, infusing characters with authenticity. Whether portraying the manic energy of Jack Torrance or the tender warmth of Garrett Breedlove, Nicholson seeks to inhabit the character completely, blurring the line between actor and role. This approach allows him to convey complexity effortlessly, leaving audiences both captivated and unsettled. His friendship with Robin Williams, further shaped this philosophy. Williams's improvisational genius and fearless exploration of emotion inspired Nicholson to embrace spontaneity alongside discipline. Together, they exemplified the idea that true performance requires both preparation and the willingness to surrender to the moment. Nicholson often credits these collaborations with deepening his understanding of human expression, highlighting that even the most intense roles are ultimately exercises in empathy and observation. As Nicholson's career matured, he naturally evolved into a mentor figure for younger actors navigating Hollywood's unpredictable terrain. His guidance was never formal. Instead, it manifested through example, conversation, and subtle encouragement. Actors recall Nicholson offering insights on character development, emotional truth, and the importance of resilience in an industry defined by rejection and fleeting success. He emphasized authenticity over imitation, urging emerging talent to find their unique voice rather than mimic established stars. Nicholson also highlighted the necessity of embracing risk, advocating for roles that challenge both skill and comfort zones. His interactions with younger actors created a ripple effect, inspiring a generation to approach performance with seriousness, dedication, and emotional courage. Even in these mentoring moments, Nicholson maintained his characteristic wit and charm, blending guidance with humor. This combination, serious artistry tempered by playfulness, mirrored his own dynamic with Robin Williams, showcasing a legacy that extends beyond the screen into the very fabric of Hollywood culture. Nicholson's career is rich with stories that reveal the man behind the legend. Directors frequently recount how his improvisation could elevate entire scenes, turning ordinary moments into unforgettable cinematic experiences. On the set of The Shining, Nicholson reportedly insisted on performing certain scenes multiple ways until the tension and madness felt just right, exemplifying his commitment to perfection and instinctive understanding of character. Psychology. His relationship with Robin Williams also produced stories that rarely made it to the tabloids. Late-night jam sessions on set, shared jokes in hotel rooms, and spontaneous acts of camaraderie revealed a side of Hollywood seldom seen by fans. Nicholson's ability to balance eccentricity with professionalism made him both respected and beloved among peers. These anecdotes, whether humorous or revealing, emphasize that Nicholson's legacy is as much about human connection as it is about cinematic brilliance. Jack Nicholson's career is marked by a string of accolades that testify to his immense talent. With 3 Academy Awards, 2 for Best Actor and 1 for Best Supporting Actor, and multiple nominations, Nicholson's achievements reflect not only critical acclaim, but also his impact on the industry. Yet, beyond awards, his cultural influence is even more profound. His roles shaped public perception of complex, rebellious, and deeply human characters. From McMurphy's defiance to the Joker's chaotic charisma, Nicholson redefined what audiences could expect from a performance. His work influenced countless actors, filmmakers, and writers, embedding itself into the broader fabric of cinema. His enduring presence on both screen and stage serves as a benchmark for excellence, creativity, and fearless exploration of character. As Nicholson reflects on his life and career in his late 80s, themes of mortality, legacy, and the ephemeral nature of fame become increasingly prominent. He acknowledges that Hollywood, with its glamour and notoriety, is fleeting, yet the relationships, experiences, and artistry endure. His bond with Robin Williams serves as a poignant reminder of this truth. Talent may be immortalized on screen, but human connection leaves the deepest imprint. Nicholson often muses on the balance between personal fulfillment and professional achievement. Fame, he notes, is a double-edged sword, capable of both elevating and isolating. Through decades of experience, he has cultivated an understanding that authenticity, empathy, and passion define a meaningful career, far more than accolades or public adoration. This perspective, honed over a lifetime, informs not only his work, but also his enduring wisdom and generosity toward peers.